Welcome to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Mary Louise Van Atta.
And we have a mess
What
here.
did you bring here, Wendy, and put it all over our table?
We brought a lot of things that people try to recycle, and some they should and some they shouldn't, but there is an enormous confusion going on out there about, well, the rules have changed. What do we do now? And I just wanted to tell you that a few minutes before we went on the show, we got the newest rules. These are going to be sent out to everybody in Marion County and parts of West Salem and the people who use the garbage and
the big blue bin. And you know what?
And what? That's right.
I think that it's not quite as hard as you think.
No, it is never. But
and we've got some people here to help us out.
We do. Right. We have Will and Galen from Garten Services here. Thank you so much for bringing all this stuff in.
Yeah.
Tell us.
We love talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, tell us about Garten Services. It's been a while since we've seen you here, and we want to hear about the company for those who don't know already.
So Garten Services exists to provide jobs for people with disabilities. We employ people in our own businesses, and we also support people in other people's businesses throughout the Mid-Valley.
Wonderful, and they do a very important service for our community. All of you do.
Yeah, and today we're going to talk about the people who work at our recycling facility, and they are looking at everything that goes in the blue bin. So we really need the public's help in putting the right things in so that they don't have to deal with the things that shouldn't be in there.
Can you, I know, so one of the questions I've always get is why did the rules change?
Yeah,
and
they changed big time. People are confused and not a little bit upset.
And these aren't rules that you all, you didn't decide on these rules.
We did not.
No. The rules haven't changed that much, actually. The most important thing is that we've been putting the wrong stuff in for a long time.
We've been cycling wrong for so long.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So we call it wishful recycling at our place because we see all these things that I used to think, well, I don't want to throw it away, so let me just put it in the cart. Well, what that does to us is it increases our garbage costs, or it breaks our machinery, or because all this stuff goes across a belt really fast. And if you find something like this,
oh, do you mean like these metal
like these
blinds?
really heavy metal blinds.
Lovely and stylish blinds. They do not go in the blue bin.
They don't go in the blue bin. They can go to Cherry City Metals, or you can bring them to our facility on Industrial Way, and we'll get it there. But something like that.
Is it dangerous if I put this in?
It's dangerous because someone's going to have to lean across a belt and try to pull that up as other things are going by that they should be pulling out maybe. And it also goes into our screens that spin really fast, and it'll break the screens and get caught up, and it actually will hurt our equipment.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's people don't know the process, so it's hard for them to visualize.
Well, why don't we just take people there to where they do all that
and just
recycling?
frame that conversation.
Good.
Yeah,
That'd
let's
be great.
go there. Why don't we go? We went out there and we went way up on top of. Hey, let's just show you.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Perfect.
So we're at the Garten Recycling Processing Center, and at this center we process about 1 million pounds a week of the materials that you put in your blue bin, and people throughout the Willamette Valley put in their blue bin each week. We're going to show you today how the material moves through our system. Your hauler dumps it on our floor, we pick it up with a loader and put it into a hopper. The hopper evens out the material so that the people on the first platform can see all the large pieces of metal, plastic bags, and other large contaminants that are going to wreck our machine if they go through. After it goes through that, it goes through another series of machines that separate three-dimensional containers from flat paper and cardboard. And on the platform that has cardboard and paper, you'll see people who are taking out every last little plastic from the paper so that the paper is as clean as possible. On the container line, people are sorting out your milk jugs, your laundry detergent bottles, your metal cans, your aluminum cans from all the trash and containers that shouldn't be there. At the end of the line, the things that are sorted are baled up and loaded on trucks to go to paper mills, to go to metal smelters, and to go to plastic manufacturers to be turned into new products. So now you know why it's important that you choose what you put in your blue bin, but what can you recycle? You can recycle paper, cardboard, metal, aluminum cans. You can recycle milk, plastic jugs, you can recycle laundry detergent, and everything else that's not on the list, just put it in the trash. Or better yet, don't buy it in the first place.
Wow, they have to work so fast and avoid getting hurt.
And there's a lot of material.
That's amazing.
So, you see how much they have to process.
Yeah.
And I understand one of the issues has been that we've kind of lost our market to sell some of these. Is that correct? Why we have to make some changes?
Right.
Yeah,
So-
wasn't
so
China buying a lot of this
China
stuff?
was buying over 60% of the recycling in the world, and they have shut their door and saying we're only taking really pure, really clean stuff, and that is not what we're producing. There's
So
still
we
a
have
lot
to
of
readjust
contaminants.
our behaviors
We've
here.
got to clean
Got
up
it.
our stuff, and if we're going to find new markets, it has to be clean. So the number one thing hasn't changed is we don't want people to put things in that were never supposed to be in the first place.
Like
Then
what?
Well,
Take us
Right.
through
just
that.
Tell us, we're ready.
So
Yeah, we're ready. We-
anything
we
with
wanna
food
learn.
on it.
What can and cannot go in?
Oh, sure. So the number one thing is all the things that couldn't go in. So things with food on them, any plastic bags, any plastic film, large pieces of wood, large pieces of, we get chainsaws in, we get engine blocks, we get all these really big things that wreck the machinery, that wreck the recycling. So all those things, glass is not supposed to go in your blue bin. That's been a rule forever. So those things, reminding
Okay.
people again.
Good reminder.
Right.
That's a good reminder.
The list that's coming out is really good because there's a lot of it is still the same. So cardboard, still great.
Yep.
Paper,
Love
still
Give us an
great.
example, but there's something in it.
Cardboard,
Right.
yep. Please remove all of the styrofoam. We love styrofoam. Just kidding. The film out of it. This pure cardboard is fantastic. We
So
like.
you want that flattened?
Nope, you don't have to flatten
Oh, really?
it.
Well,
Okay.
it's going to go into a truck that crushes anyway.
Oh, very well. Okay,
It's
that
fine
I
if you
didn't
want to
know.
flatten it.
That's even faster.
Okay.
Because the faster I get those boxes out, the less my husband
You will fit a lot more in if you decide
Yeah.
to crush
Right.
it down, though. So you can buy more shoes and get
Yeah,
more
and
in
see
there.
they're in there. Fantastic.
Metal cans, still highly
Still
recyclable.
good.
Make them clean and dry though.
Washed
when
and
there's
dried.
water, when there's food in there, it's going to wreck all the nice paper that people put in.
And you have to take
So-
the label off too, it looks like.
You don't actually.
You don't
Really?
have to. It's great if you do,
Mm-hmm.
but when it goes to the metal smelter, it'll get burned off. So you
very
can
well.
take it off if you're a great recycle, but if it's clean and dry, it's going to be
Clean
way
and dry
better.
is more
Clean and dry
important.
for everything.
Okay, great.
And your aluminum cans as well can go in there.
What about a paint can? If it was metal?
Nope.
Nope.
It's too. For one, it's too big and kind of heavy, and most likely it's got paint residue in it.
Right.
And
Impossible to
don't
get
want it.
So
out.
that's
Right.
straight out.
I'm
trash
getting
for
that.
them.
Yeah,
You brought a horseshoe with us or
Yes.
something. It looks like a.
Yeah, some people think this is lucky. We found it in the mix. Someone had put their horseshoes in their recycling bin, and it's good metal. Yes, metal is recyclable, but the problem is that this going in the machine just wrecks our machinery.
Right. So it's better to bring it to a scrap metal place. We have a depot at Garten. The transfer stations all have scrap metal. There's lots of places in town that you can bring scrap metal to.
And there's a horse somewhere with only 3 shoes.
Yeah. I think
Yes, we found the
that-
other 3,
Yeah.
so it's good.
Keep going here. This is getting good.
This is what we call kind of a paper board. So kind of like your cereal boxes, your cookie boxes, cracker boxes, if they come in a box. Still good, has to be absolutely clean though. And so this is different than the kind of stuff you see in the freezer, for instance. If it has a liner in it, like an ice cream container, no good. Even if it's clean and dry, no good, because it's got other things in it besides the fiber.
And by liner, you mean the kind of that waxy.
Yeah, kind
okay,
of
got
waxy
it.
stuff.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Also,
Same,
the
same
reason-
things, no milk cartons. Milk cartons are coated with plastic to keep the liquid in, so we don't want milk cartons
What
or
about
soup
egg
cartons.
cartons?
Egg cartons. Interesting. They are so close to pulp already. They're almost a dried pulp stuck
Not
together.
the styrofoam ones, but the.
Right, not the styrofoam ones.
that
Shouldn't
are-
buy the styrofoam ones at all. Leave them. But they're so close to being pulp already, it doesn't get recycled. So just throw it away.
Okay.
Or put it in your
Interesting.
compost.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
we
Same thing with
compost
paper
ours,
towels. Paper towels have been refined so many times. They're not recyclable. Put them in. I put some in my compost if it's got food all over it.
Gee, I've never seen a plastic bag.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they don't go in the blue bin?
They don't go in the blue bin. Recyclable, yes, but not through us.
Okay.
So you bring them back to your store. Better yet, you use a paper bag. Better yet, you use a recyclable bag.
Yes.
Or a reusable bag.
If you forget your, sorry.
Sorry.
If you forget your reusable bags, make them give you paper bags. Before they go and put your stuff in there,
Right.
have them lean over a little further and get a paper bag out.
And
The
bring that
problem
one
with-
back the
The
next
problem
time.
with paper bags is simply the machinery. Plastic
Plastic.
bags, because they get jumbled up and they get caught. Our machinery, a lot of our machinery is spinning like this, and all this does is get caught up like this. Think of it as the vacuum cleaner. When you're vacuuming a carpet, you get string and all that in there, times a million, and it's already the job you don't ever want to do. We have to pay a couple of people 3 hours every day just to cut all the crud out of our machinery every day.
Wow.
Oh,
Keep that stuff out of there.
my
Thank you very much.
gosh. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm still confused.
Okay.
Could you please read off what we can and cannot recycle? Just
Well,
read it
easier to
to
read
us,
what you
could
can, because
And
Right.
only what's on this list.
Okay.
And what style would you like her voice to be when she reads? No.
Jack Kerouac.
So what's
Are you paying attention? This is what,
to make it really simple, paper and cardboard, it's still the same. You're going to put your office paper in, your newspaper, your cereal boxes, your magazines.
Junk mail, still okay.
Yeah. Metal cans, like soup cans, and aluminum soda cans. So
dry and clean.
dry
Yep,
and
rinse
clean,
'em out.
super important. And then the plastics, any plastic bottle or jug. So you don't look at the numbers, you don't try to guess, you go, is this a bottle or a jug? And you put it in. So that's
like
been,
your orange juice, your milk
right,
jugs.
Yes.
right, anything
Right.
plastic that's
Even
a
your
bottle or
detergent
jug.
bottle is okay.
Really?
Wow, I didn't know that either. Okay,
yeah.
fantastic.
Now it's not worth
Dry and clean, though?
dry.
You have to
well,
rinse it
that's
out?
the tough
As
part.
much as you can.
As
for
much
So you
as
don't
you
want
can
it leaking.
because it's not food necessarily.
Right.
And for detergent, what's great is you can get about 2 more loads of laundry out of an empty thing by just putting some water in it. So you
Oh,
can
I
actually
just
increase
put it upside down and let it stay there till the
Right.
next morning.
You're
Right.
like me.
But you get the idea.
Right.
Yeah. Get
So
some
there's a
use
lot
out of that.
So it's pretty simple. Those are things you can. And with this list, you'll just look at the list if you have an item. Is it on the list? If it's not on the list, you throw it out or you find another place to bring it. And there's a great website that Marion County is running that gives you a search tool that you can put anything into and it'll tell you who takes it.
Really?
It's a recycling guide.
mcrecycles.net. It's a
Okay.
net.
That's
the new one, right.
mcrecycles.net. So I can just put in anything.
Breaking news. We
Right.
now know what that is.
Like my
There-
husband's hobby activity,
Right.
any of my cooking utensils.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
You know,
That'd be
you brought up an interesting point. Looking at that video, that's a mountain. That is an entire mountain of recyclable stuff. How much of that do you get?
We get over 1 million pounds a week coming in the door, and we have to find a home for it because that's how we pay all our workers, is from selling those materials. And when we have
Separating
to
and selling.
send a lot to the trash, we have to pay the trash bill for that. So the better off, instead of sending something on a trip to us and then we send it to the trash.
And they have to pay for
right,
it.
Right, just send it to the trash directly. It's a
In
better.
that pile, 13% of that entire pile is trash. Is stuff that is absolute trash.
So
I
think
wanna
before
finish-
you recycle.
Yeah.
I want to
Please.
finish up our few things on
Yeah.
the table, and so do you want us to pop these and throw them away?
Oh, they'll get, well,
That should
so
not be
reuse
in your
them.
blue bin.
Not in the bin?
Not in the blue bin. Is it recyclable? If it's clean and it's clear, it's recyclable. You can take it to someplace, and on the recycling guide, they'll tell you the places that you might be able to take it.
Wonderful.
If you put it in the bin, it's suddenly, even if we try to pull this stuff out, it's not recyclable because it's dirty.
Right,
Because
got
it gets
it.
dirty. So you're just giving us trash. But also, I keep this stuff. I don't even like using it, but I keep it for sending packages out to my
Right. So
to
you're not
around.
buying-
So,
Yeah.
Right.
and hopefully they do the same thing. This item here, everybody's seen it. It is a bubble wrap envelope, right? There's manila or whatever they call this paper,
Sure.
and inside is glued bubble wrap, so your little disc or whatever doesn't get crushed or broken.
Yeah.
But these, and lots of big companies use these. These forever and ever and ever will always go straight into the landfill, not recyclable at all, because you can't separate these two items apart.
Got it.
So the paper, totally recyclable. This stuff, totally recyclable, but you can't get it apart. So what we do and specialize in is taking a great quantity of material, separating it out by commodity, and selling it in 1,600-pound bales by the truckload to the world, and but only the stuff that has a market.
Right.
So you can't
No
separate
market?
it. So there are other options.
Yeah.
So
I'm sad to hear about our coffee cups.
coffee cups, take your own coffee cup. Most places will, if you just learn how, will put your coffee in your coffee cup. Every time that one of these is produced, it goes in the trash or it ruins our recycling. Why isn't it? Because it's got residual in it. It's not just fiber. It's got some kind of a lining. And some of the linings, this looks like it's even stuck to it. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know. This looks like a plasticized thing. Some of the liners are more just fiber, which is good. This is the sad part here. This is a yogurt container. I know. Yogurt containers, butter tubs. These are no longer allowed in the cart. Why? Because there was a market for these. It was mixed with a bunch of other plastics. We call it mixed plastics, sort of a 3 through 7 mix. We can't separate these out from everything else. There may be some sort of a market just for these, but it takes, we can't by hand pick these out of all the other plastic that shouldn't be in there anyway. So just just bottles and jugs, please.
Such good information.
It
And I
really
liked,
is.
I really liked what we talked about a little bit before the show. It's sort of the wishful thinking of all of us and as consumers is we really want to recycle. We want you to find a home for all of our things, and sometimes just being careful what we bring into our homes first, and then help, because this is a business, is help your employees and your business be successful by not giving you things because we think you'll just take care of it for us.
Right.
Yeah,
It
where we
hurts.
end up costing you
It's hard
money
for
by
me to
doing
throw these
that.
things away. I'm not used to it. And so I don't expect someone who's not in the industry to do so. I mean, it's
So we
it's
don't
hard.
want to make we don't want to make this your problem, and we're really happy that you've been able to show us how to be a better partner.
Right.
with
And
Garten.
people can affect things a lot by telling stores with their buying dollars, I'm not going to buy it anymore because I know it's not recyclable. So does your salad need to be in a clamshell? Do your apples need to be wrapped in plastic? Those choices will help the manufacturers think, oh, I should probably think of a different way to package that.
What a great-
So we're looking forward to that.
I recently
Great
changed
way.
my buying habits from buying the milk cartons for my kids to the plastic milk jugs.
Right.
Totally recyclable.
Wonderful. Well, gosh, my brain is full of all of these great ideas.
My brain's about ready to explode.
Perfect. We could get everybody.
And can I hold you to taking these with you?
I will put those in my van and drive them to Garten, and that's the way people should
Please
should
take
get rid
all
the
of
big
your
metal
trash
stuff.
with you when you go. We would be very thankful
We will
for
take this
that.
to another place and spread the word again.
Wonderful.
Well,
Thank you
I'm
so
so
much.
glad that we were able to have you here on the very day that they're releasing the new rules so that people can be unconfused and do the right thing when they use that bin.
You've been
If you aren't sure if it should go in, don't put it in the bin.
Right.
When in doubt, leave it out, or when in doubt, find out.
There we go. Even
Instead
smarter.
of giving it to
I
us,
like that even better.
find out yourself what you can do with it.
Get your
Because
list.
you might be surprised
Look
you
up
can
on
do
your
something with
phone.
it, but we can't answer all of them. We can answer these.
Will you come back and visit us again after this program's been going on a little while and tell us how everyone's doing?
Oh, sure.
Would love to.
We'd like
We
that.
really
do sampling.
we do
We'll
enjoy
know.
having you here, and we also like feeling that we're helping keep your workforce safe by not putting things in that they shouldn't and letting them make money with stuff that should go
Good
in.
market.
That's right.
Anyway,
So fantastic.
Will and Galen, thank you for
You're
bringing
welcome.
all
Thank
this
you.
junk.
Thank you for helping us spread the word. We're happy to talk about it.
And if people want to come to tour the facility, we have a tour the first Friday of every month.
Fantastic.
That's coming up. There's one May 4th and one in June. And they can come and see all of this happening and see where their stuff goes. And they can also go to our website and take a look at all the information we have on recycling.
It's fascinating. You should go. You should go.
That's right.
Take the tour. Thank you for joining us today
Thank you
on
very much for having
InSight.
us.
Will and Galen, I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Mary Louise Vanata, and we'll see you next time.